My people of the internet, today I've got a difficult one on my hands. The Olympus SP or the Olympus OM-1. Okay, so now we've got the Olympus 35RC out of the way, which is clearly my favorite camera. And we've got my two runners-up, or two of my runners-up rather, the Olympus 35SP Rangefinder or the Olympus OM-1 SLR. Now, before I start, can I just say that whatever preference I arrive at or don't arrive at, it's probably going to be down to, I don't know, religion. Because to be honest, two of these cameras are absolutely brilliant and you can't go wrong with either. Now, let's start with the Olympus OM-1. The Olympus OM-1 is, again, an SLR. So it's an interchangeable lens reflex camera. I wonder, are there non-interchangeable SLRs? That'd be interesting to know. Basically, you can swap out the lenses. So we can't talk much about the lens because you can basically just replace it with a better lens if you compare it to the SP. So that apart, but the lens that it did come with is not a bad lens at all. It's in fact one of the best nifty 50s ever. It's, you know, a Zuiko 50mm f1.8 lens. So it's a nifty 50, beautiful, normal focal length lens, and the pictures that this thing generates or projects rather on film are just beautiful. I mean, they're so sharp, everything is just beautiful. I've talked about the lens on the SP previously, perhaps because it's non-replaceable, it's fixed to the rangefinder. Olympus went out of their way to make it the best lens that they've ever made. I mean, I would say this lens on the SP is actually better than that 50mm f1.8 lens. This is a 42mm f1.7, and that lens, I can't talk enough about that lens. It's just beautifully sharp and takes the most incredible pictures. Now, the flexibility of this is, of course, that you can just swap out the lens for something different. So they're both great cameras. Normally, I'll talk about how a rangefinder is smaller than an SLR, the form factor is more beautiful, it's easier to focus, I don't know, you can see outside the frames, etc., etc. But if you look at the Olympus OM-1, with that camera, Olympus really just eradicated a lot of the arguments that the rangefinder cam people had. Size, form factor. The OM-1 is smaller than the SP in terms of volume and in terms of, you know, actual weight. It weighs a little bit less. Obviously, again, it depends on the lens that you've got on. If you've got a bigger lens, then it's bigger. If you've got a smaller lens, you can get pancake lens for the OM-1, you know, wide angle, and that'd be much smaller than the SP. So the size thing sort of goes away. Again, the form factor, I would say probably the Olympus OM-1 is the only, or one of the only SLRs that I can say match almost any rangefinder in terms of looks. I mean, it's small, it's diminutive, it's beautiful, it's very, very well designed. I think what happened was, rather than what the other SLR manufacturers were doing, which was going for functionality, speed, durability, like the Nikon F range, or the Canon range, or the Minolta range, they were going for, you know, ruggedness, function, speed, performance. So they were huge. They were very tough and rugged looking. And then you have the Zenit cameras. They were quite industrial. They were built to, you know, sustain incredible weather conditions, freezing weather, and things like that. Olympus sort of went after sort of the looks, the design, and, you know, the legendary Japanese designer just churned out beautiful camera after beautiful camera in that era. So I would say, in terms of looks, I mean, I'd be very, very proud to have this thing suspended from my neck. Just really attractive. So I can't say that this is more beautiful than this, because in my honest opinion, actually, I think that is more beautiful than that. So that's kind of difficult. So you have the rangefinder with the beautiful lens, one of the best lenses ever made, and then you have the SLR, one of the most beautiful cameras ever made. Again, both taking beautiful pictures. It's basically just down to your preference. And again, what I do most, which is go on holidays, street photography, pictures of people in the group, things like that. Now, the OM-1 can be used for all of these. You know, if I wanted a wide screen, I could just get a 42mm lens for that, and it's a 42mm lens. But I do prefer the focus and style of a rangefinder, which is what I said in the beginning, that it's basically down to religion and preference. So I personally would choose the SP over the OM-1, just based on, I don't know, the style of photography that you use a rangefinder for. But I wouldn't say it's a better camera. I wouldn't say one is a better camera than the other. On paper, the SP has more features. The OM-1 is more sort of fully manual, fully capable. To match the SP in specs, you'd have to go for the later OM versions. But OM-1 versus SP, I'd pick the SP, but only just. What do you think? Which do you prefer? Do you prefer the SP or the OM-1? Are you a rangefinder person or are you an SLR person? Let me know in the comments. And what do you think about my comments on just religion and preference of style? Okay, that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.